I have to start with the huddle that occurred at around President Biden. His family got together all weekend long. They had photographer Annie Leibovitz, because who doesn't have Annie Leibovitz come to the meeting on whether or not Grandpa's got to go into the rest home? And that's what they were doing. Joe Biden was sitting around with Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady, and his kids and his grandkids. And I don't know if senior advisors were there. Senior advisors were in the fallout shelter because they're getting shellacked by Democrats across the country for failing to prepare. Well, you can't de-age him. You can't stop him from suddenly trying it. I wonder, and we'll never know, did they ever try and replicate a debate day so that he did during practice days what he ended up doing on Thursday night and then went totally blank, Mr. Lincoln malfunctioning, and the country saw it. Will never unsee it. Donald Trump doesn't have to do another debate at all, and Joe Biden is in very bad shape. Now, Bill Ackman is a very, very successful hedge fund guy, and I don't know him. I admire him from afar because he's doing a great deal by our mutual alma mater, Harvard, to drive the anti-Semitism out of Harvard by virtue of big donor, and he's a billionaire 10 times over. Bill Ackman wants Harvard to clean up its act, and so I applaud him. But this morning, Bill Ackman put out a post on X with which I just can't agree, and reflects perhaps that investment bankers and hedge fund managers and VCs don't know what they're doing on politics. It begins. This is Bill Ackman's post. Real Donald Trump is going to win in the landslide. The country should rally around Trump and help him succeed. And it goes on to talk about how to support the president. It's all very good. Let's bring the country together. Our divisiveness is killing us. Yes, that's good. And then he ends, and yes, someone needs to take the Democratic leadership behind the woodshed. That's great, except that's not how it works. The left will never give up. Even if they're running a husk of a guy in Joe Biden, they will rally around. And it isn't a guaranteed win. And anyone who thinks it's a guaranteed win has never, they don't even remember 2016 with all the Hillary people sitting on the curb. I was on the set of NBC that night with James Carville, Chuck Todd, Savannah Guthrie, Lester Holt, and Tom Brokaw. And about 1,000 people on NBC, 30 Rock, third floor is MSNBC, fourth floor is the Real News show. And it was like a morgue. It was worse than a morgue. It was worse than a wake. It was a natural disaster site. I was the only one there who had voted for Trump, and they knew that, so they just left me alone. But I'm telling you, I don't want to be that. The Republicans don't want to be that. Team Trump doesn't want to be that. They don't want to be Hillary in 2016 by believing their own beliefs that Trump has this in the bag. He doesn't have it in the bag. He has to get a great vice president. Vice president has to rough up Vice President Harris verbally in the debate. And then Trump doesn't have to do another debate. He has to run a very solid campaign. And people need to keep going to DonaldJTrump.com and contributing. But they can't just pretend that they're going to win, or they end up with like Macron, disappointed by election results.